Hey guys, welcome back to Grovester. So now we have to pack. I have 13 orders that we've gotten on New Year's Eve. So still pretty fun. Everything's selling pretty good. So let's get into it. So we've got some good, some not so good, and some amazing. So first off, not so good. These are little vintage Dickens Victorian Christmas carolers. We got these at an estate sale, and it was on their 50% off day where they were clearancing everything. We had bought a whole bunch of stuff the day before, and we went back and got some good stuff. We saw them, and I think they were like clearance down to like $2 for the set. We looked them up, and we were like, oh, these sell for like 30 something. And this was kind of when we were first thrifting, so we weren't paying attention to like resale value, like sell-through rates and stuff, like how quickly something would sell. So we picked them up, and they sat all last year. They sat through this Christmas season, and then I sent an offer, and I got a counter back for like $10.20 plus shipping, and I went ahead and took it because I'm still in the profit on it, and I just need them to kind of go so I have more shelf space. So it's time for them to go. This one's kind of cool. This is from the Sixers, Julius Erving, Dr. J. This one I picked up a marketplace find. It was like a lot of them, a whole bunch of these Kenner ones, and they were selling different ones. This lot had a lot of good ones, so I picked up the whole lot for $50. I believe there was like 15 of them in there or something, so they were basically like $4 a piece or something, and they all were really good figures that sold for a decent amount of money, so it was worth the pickup for me. Some of the other lots that the same guy had were not good ones, but this one sold for $19.99 plus shipping. These were another one that was a good pickup. I picked them up for like $1. They did sit for like 6 months because I picked them up in the summer, but they were new in box, which was great, so I easily grabbed them. They sat through the Christmas season, which was weird, but they ended up going on a sale for $12.50 plus shipping, so pretty good little flip on them. This one's a Department 56. It's a village accessory landscape kit. It has like a whole bunch of trees and snow and some cool stuff. The snow wasn't even used, so it's a pretty good little find. And I picked this up for $5 at an estate sale, and it sold. I went back and forth with an offer on it, and I ended up taking $18 plus shipping, so not bad. Made my profit on it, and it sold after the season's kind of ending, so pretty good pickup on it. These ones are like little plastic, almost like blow mold Christmas ornaments. I think they're vintage. They came from like a Smith store, like a grocery store that I bought them from. I picked them up for, I believe, $1 at the thrift store. I took an offer for $10.20 just to move them. Where they're not glass, they're the plastic. They're not as desired, so I didn't want to sit with these for another year. It wasn't worth making another $1 or $2 for a year's worth of storing of these. This Elysium game, paid $2 for it. It sold for $19, and it sold fast. Within like, I think a day or two of listing it, it sold. So this was a good pickup. Board games have been doing really great now. They kind of sat for a while, and then they picked right back up. So I have no problem picking up board games with them. It's kind of like an ebb and flow. There's times of the year where they do better and times where they don't. So you are going to sit on them sometimes, just reality of them. And they're not necessarily a seasonal thing. Like, I haven't picked up when is a time they're going to sell better than not. But lately I've been selling a couple of board games every couple of weeks. So all the ones I have stocked up, I can finally start listing. I wasn't picking up board games as much just because of that, but now that I have a good stockpile of them and I kind of have more of an understanding of them, I am only picking them up if they're like a decent profit. I don't pick up games as much anymore if it's like a $10 game, but definitely above the $15 mark. $20, $30 games are optimum. This was probably the best pickup of all. It's a Jean-Luc Picard silver coin, and it's actually stamped as silver. It's got my certificate of authenticity, the whole thing. This was the funniest thing we saw in a estate sale, and I hadn't noticed it on Marketplace before. And I think we had also been busy with estate sales closer to us, so we probably wouldn't have gone to it anyways. But they were doing a fill a box for $5 day, and so there had been like a lot of Star Wars and like Star Trek collectible type of stuff. And then they also had just random other things, just household goods and stuff. So we went there and nothing had been really priced, so I think that was part of the reason that a lot of stuff wasn't selling, is that they were just kind of pricing it at the register. I'm not sure what they were doing. But we walked through a room and there was some Star Trek stuff. There was a couple things that we were like, oh, that's cool, we'll get that. Jason spotted this, he grabbed it, threw it in the box. We didn't notice it said silver, we just saw the Jean-Luc Picard in the case. And where it was fill a box for $5, we knew that everything was going to be like under $1 once we got done, which it was. I think we got so many items from there, and a lot of them weren't like super expensive, but I found some Pyrex just sitting on a shelf that nobody had taken because it was kind of dirty and it was really easy to clean up. So I think this was under $1 for this. We listed it for $180. It sat for a few months and I got an offer for $150 and I took it because that was just around 15% off. The other ones were actually right around that same price, so it was a good deal. So I want to say, even if it had been the only thing in the box for $5, selling it for $150 would have been great. But I did get a few other things there, so that's a great profit margin right there. $1 to $150 doesn't have to be, like I said, bread and butter is the $10, $20 things, and then you throw in some of the higher dollar sales, and eventually you work yourself up to only getting the high dollar things. And that's kind of where we're getting to, where we're no longer picking up things for the $10. These ones are kind of fun. These were just bonuses in a box. I picked up the box for other Christmas ornaments, and these happened to be in there. I didn't pay attention to them. They kind of got thrown to the side for a few months, and then I pulled them out. Realized they're Roman ink, which is kind of a collectible brand, but they're like plastic, they're acrylic. And so I didn't know what to list them as. I couldn't find them anywhere. So I just kind of found similar ones to them, and where they were new, I listed them for like $13.99 a piece or something, and I took an offer on them, so they ended up being $24.68 for both of them, so like $12.34 a piece plus shipping. So pretty good little sell on these two guys. And I'm just putting this extra bubble wrap in here so that they don't jiggle around, because the less things move in a box, the less likely it is for them to get beat up. So you want to make sure the items themselves in the box are tight, and then when you pack them, the packing around them makes them tight, and it just creates less issues. Some Krebs Christmas ornaments. These ones are cool because they're super big. They're like, what are they, 3 inches? 3 1/4 inch. I've never seen ornaments this big in Krebs especially. And these I picked up for I think $2, and I know they say I don't pick up stuff a lot for like the $10 profit, but Christmas ornaments sell so much and so consistently for me that they're kind of like bread and butter. So I pick them up a lot, even though they don't have that huge profit margin, just because I know during the Christmas season that's where the bulk of my sales are coming from. So I picked them up for like $2. They sold for $11.46 on a sale, plus shipping. So still a good profit overall. This one is one of the Christmas houses from my sister. These ones I don't have any money into. I'm just selling them for her. So, like I've said before, I don't know how much she paid originally for this house. But this one sold on a sale for $39.10 plus shipping. So pretty good little sale on it. Now I've got to get it all secure so that there's no issues in shipping. Green Day, Rock Band Wii. This one I picked up with like 2 other games. They've all both sold, so that was a pretty good pickup that day. I believe I paid like $4 for this game, and it sold for $24, and it sold within a month of listing it. So that one was a good one. These rock bands are always hit and miss, but definitely the rock bands that are like branded or like World Tour, or there's something that makes them a little different than the regular rock band, they tend to sell a little better. So I looked them up, saw that it was going to sell good. She did $24 from $4 is a good pickup. And last but not least, some more Krebs ornaments. These ones, I think the box was like mixed up, and so I luckily always have some extra, and so I was able to throw one in to make it. So there is a weird one that's not quite the same. So it did sit a little longer just because of that. People want matching ones. What's funny is it sold, and now I have another of these blue ones, lighter blue ones, but it's fine. So I picked it up for, I believe, $1 at the thrift store. They sold for $11.54. Krebs always sells really good. The more ornate they are, or the more like unusual they are, they sell better. They have like some sort of design or glitter to them. Alright guys, thanks for watching. That's our packing and shipping for today.